I have spent over 1 year of my life in Malaysia. I have been to every state of the country, and here are my top 10 places to visit in Malaysia. Number 10, Kuching, the capital of the Sarawak state in Borneo, Malaysia. The Sarawak River is dividing the city into two halves, and a walk around the riverfront in the evenings is a must. The atmosphere is great, there are food stalls and small restaurants, some live music, and overall a really nice vibe. Other than that, you can also eat delicious food in Kuching like the famous Sarawak laksa or some tasty and fresh seafood in some of the countless seafood restaurants. If you leave the city towards the north, you can find some beautiful beaches like a Damai beach, or you can venture into the jungles of Borneo where you can find orangutans. Number 9, Kuantan, a city on Malaysia's less touristic east coast. It is the capital of the Pahang state and can be reached within a 4-hour drive from Kuala Lumpur. The city has a modern part, for example the beautiful riverfront, but also a more historic part where you can find many beautiful old buildings. Very near the city you can also find a beach which gets really lively in the evenings. When lots of locals gather together, there is live music, food stalls and markets. My tip for Kuantan: take a boat ride into the mangroves where you can see crocodiles or fireflies. Number 8, Melaka, a wonderful city for plenty of activities during the day or in the evenings. It is one of the most visited cities of Malaysia for many good reasons. The city has a very historic center where you can clearly see influences from the old colonial days when the Dutch were there, for example. The riverfront has plenty of small restaurants or bars that are very inviting. On the weekends there's the famous Jonker Walk night market, which attracts thousands of domestic and foreign tourists. You can eat plenty of delicious food or just have a stroll around. Melaka is just a short 2.5 hours drive away from Kuala Lumpur and definitely a must when you're coming to Malaysia. Number 7, Johor Bahru, the southernmost city of Malaysia and also one of the largest. The city center is quite modern with plenty of big skyscrapers and very diverse neighborhoods. There's one street which shows the beauty of multiculturalism in Malaysia, where you can find a mosque, a Hindu temple, a Chinese temple and a church, all within a few hundred meters away from each other. The city is also connected via bridge to the bordering Singapore, which makes it a popular weekend trip destination for people from Singapore. Number 6, Kota Baru, a city situated at the northern part of the east coast of Peninsular Malaysia. A relaxed town which is actually very near the Thailand border. If you leave the town to explore around the nearby countryside, you can actually see lots of Thai influences like Buddha statues or Thai restaurants. The city center of Kota Baru has some traditional markets, museums or mosques that are worth visiting. Many tourists that visit the city do so on a layover to one of Malaysia's most beautiful islands, the Perhentian Islands. Number 5, Cameron Highlands, situated about 150 kilometers north of Kuala Lumpur and a great place to visit if you need to escape the heat of Malaysia. Due to its location in the mountains, the temperature is cooler, usually around 25 degrees or even less in the evenings. The highlands are named after William Cameron, a British explorer who discovered the area in 1885. The climate there is perfect to grow tea, and thus making this area Malaysia's biggest tea region, where local tea brands like Bo are having their plantations. The mountain areas are stunning. You can do hiking or of course visit tea plantations. Number 4, Sikin Chan, a cozy and laid-back small town at the ocean, about 2 hours away by car from Kuala Lumpur. The region is one of the major rice-producing areas of Malaysia, and all these paddy fields around Sikin Chan make the area look super beautiful, especially at sunset time. You can rent a bicycle and cycle around or just explore the small town by foot. There are plenty of good seafood restaurants in the area, and if you go to the nearby Kuala Selangor, you can visit the Sky Mirrors, one of the coolest places in Malaysia, where you can take a boat onto the ocean and make a stop at a shallow area where you can take beautiful pictures. Number 3, Perlis, the northernmost state and also the smallest one, maybe also the most beautiful state of Malaysia. The scenery is super green, There are a few mountain areas and some cozy towns to check out, like Kuala Perlis or Padang Besar, which is a border town to Thailand. But also the ocean front is awesome and yet another great place in Malaysia to watch a beautiful sunset in the evenings. Number 2, Penang. One of the most famous islands in Malaysia, visited by locals as well as foreign tourists. Penang is also known as the food capital of Malaysia due to its rich cuisine that is shaped by the island's many different cultures. So there is a lot of food to explore. The capital, Georgetown, is a big city located on the northeast side of the island and is worth a stay for a few days, with a very historic city center and lots of local restaurants and food stalls. Batu Ferringhi, a small town at the northern part of the island, is also worth visiting. The beach there is amazing and you can watch a breathtaking sunset from there. And by the way, I also released a Malaysia travel guide ebook. After spending over 1 year of my life in the country, after visiting every state of the country, I wrote down a bunch of useful travel tips for Malaysia, like how to get the best hotel deals, how to get around the country, where to go, which places are worth visiting, where and what to eat, suggested travel routes, a detailed cost breakdown of my monthly expenses here in Malaysia. And the core of the book is my collection of over 200 Google Maps links to locations all over the country, every hotel I can recommend, every restaurant, viewpoints, hidden gems, markets, car rental places, and so on. If you are curious to check out that book, you can find it by clicking the link in the pinned comment or in the description down below. And now my number 1 place in Malaysia. Number 1, Kuala Lumpur. The capital, the biggest city of Malaysia, and also my favorite place in the country. The city has so much to offer, a modern city center with huge skyscrapers and happening places, food from literally all over the world, a diverse culture with lots of Chinese or Indian influences, huge mega malls in which you can spend whole days, plenty of tourist attractions nearby, like the famous Batu Caves or the Petaling Street in Chinatown. And despite being a mega modern city, you can still find lots of local neighborhoods, local markets, local street food places in which you can get to know the charm of Malaysia. If I would settle down in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur would be my place. Let me know in the comments which place in Malaysia is your favorite, if you have been here already, or if you haven't been here yet, which place would you like to visit the most? And if you are curious to see more of my Malaysia videos traveling all around the country, then here you can find one of my Malaysia playlists. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, stay positive, and then see you on the next episode. Ciao guys!